Oh, went up. Making the gelato with the right. I can't wait till later. Gotta get it now. Wait another day.
I gotta get it now. I can't wait another day. Ain't nothing given, go and get it. Ain't no other way. Always grinding overtime, I'm always catching plays. I ain't got time to waste, I'm building, trying to set the stage. If I'm gon' buy the block back, then you got rent to pay. Shawty came through, bless the spot, ain't hit it with some sage. All these blessings got us paid, ain't no minimum wage. Deep in the game and I'ma win no matter how I play. I'm in the game, I'm the star player. And I'ma win no matter how I play. Deep in the game, I just gotta win. They know I'm dope, I ain't gotta say. Hey, ask about me, I'm the realest in the room. The code, just one of the illest in the booth. Don't know me now, don't trip, your girl gon' know me soon. Pick out the pound, flow through the ceilings and the roof. I'm in the clouds, I'm somewhere headed to the moon. Mixing and dreading and KK, give me that boost. Show me something, I'm grinding, I got the proof. Hitting figures, they see, think it's true. I gotta get it now, I can't wait another day. Ain't nothing given, go and get it, ain't no other way. Always grinding overtime, I'm always catching plays. I ain't got time to waste, I'm building, trying to set the stage. If I'm gon' buy the block back, then you got rent to pay. Shawty came through, bless the spot, and hit it with some sage. All these blessings got us paid, ain't no minimum wage. Deep in the game, and I'ma win no matter how I play. Yeah. I've been winning for real, been taking gold on them. Continue keeping it real, can't take my soul from me. Kicking that dope, this that shit that had your nose running. Smoke one with me, get you so high, might have your nose bloody. Prices up and when you lit, you get them low numbers. Started with no budget, now my network across the whole country. Pockets on PDs, creatine, they on something. Can't do Virginia Beach no more, I need them foreign summers. Make sure I pack the studio and keep them cameras running. Me and the crew convoying back to back. Hummus, gotta get that overseas land, I need that. Me and Vivid dope up next, tag team champ. Don't gotta give me nothing, I'm gonna take it, best believe that. Wax on the blunt, smoking tree sap. Sipping on yak, shorty said you need to relax. Love, you been working so hard, put your seat back. Yeah, gotta get it now, I can't wait another day. Ain't nothing given, go and get it, ain't no other way. Always grinding overtime, I'm always catching plays. Ain't got no time to waste, I'm building, trying to set the stage. If I'm gon' buy the block back, then you got rent to pay. Shawty came through, bless the spot, and hit it with some sage. All these blessings got us paid, ain't no minimum wage. Deep in the game, and I'ma win no matter how I play.
cause he want a life. Yeah, life, I've been with midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that mission to the finish. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Yeah, life, I've been with midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that mission to the finish. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Yeah, flashing on these high beams, she won't step beside me, even if I'm blinded.
All right, I'm gonna try and plug my microphone in again. Okay, audio. Don't figure it out. All right, what about now? Can you guys hear me now? Am I good to go? I think I should be. I think I should be good to go now. All right, cool, man. What's going on with y'all, man? Good Friday, good Friday. You know, it is the eve of Christmas Eve, and that's why a lot of us are here, us Cowboy faithful. You know, I got my trusted cowboy hat right here. Man, look, it's been a long week for us, man. It seems like it's taken forever for us to get here. And it's a short week for us, but it seems like there's been so much news going on. So as you guys know, T.Y. Hilton has been activated to the active roster. So he's going to play tomorrow. Sam Williams won't be playing because, you know, he got into that car wreck. So he has a concussion and I think some other injuries and a couple of lingering things there. Godspeed to him, hopefully for recovery. And, you know, Jalen Hurts won't be playing this week. It'd be Gardner Minshew. And I did a couple videos on some of those things. So, guys, go check him out. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a stranger. Go check out some of the videos. I do a video a day. So what I've been trying to do lately, instead of doing so many lives, I've been doing a video a day. A video in the morning, and we do a couple of shorts if there's any news or anything like that, you know, try and get on that type of stuff. So also, guys, let me know in the comment section if you guys are open to, you know, calling in. You know, feel free to call in. You guys can call in if I put in the call-in number. So let me know if you guys are interested in talking some Cowboys football. But for the most part, man, I really just wanted to get on here and chop it up. I just finished doing the show with my guy Joe Rod over at his channel, and you know, we killed the game today, and so I felt like I was in a rhythm, so I just wanted to get on here and, you know, talk to you guys, man. Chop it up with the day ones, you know what I'm saying? I did open up membership to my channel, so if you guys are interested, you guys can check that out. I'm not going to like super be like, oh, you need to become a member of this and that, but you know, I'm going to come out with some cool things that we could do with members. I think that there are levels to it. So there's the regular membership, and then there's the DMV Super Fanatics, and then there's the DMV Premium Fanatics. So with the Premium, I think you're going to get a free T-shirt along with some other things. And for the Super Fanatics, you know, I'm going to try and do a monthly Zoom call or something like that we don't even got to put that thing online. We could just get together on a Zoom call on my Zoom channel, and you know what I'm saying, we could talk Cowboys football, you know, with your boy, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, nice intimate stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in memberships, you know, go ahead and check that out, man. It's brand new, but you know, we're gonna try some things, and you know, I'm gonna talk to my homie Mark about, you know, some of the things he does for members, and you know, shot glasses and things of that nature. You know, I did order some extra headbands, so maybe, you know, we'll see, you know, if we can get some headbands and stuff like that. And also super chats, man, they're always welcome, you know, because super chats, if you enter, you know, you enter in for it or a shot to win a free sheet T-shirt. So not sure, Lola, to be honest, I just started it today, so it probably is on the community tab, but feel free to check that out. And once I figure it out myself, I'll let you guys know. But appreciate you, Lola. Appreciate you. Go said Will Diggs start. I can't see why he wouldn't start, to be honest with you, with some of the things that's going on. I can't see the Dallas Cowboys going on a loop without their second best defensive player, if he can play. I know Micah had an illness earlier this week, but I will do this because I haven't looked it up yet. I haven't been on Twitter in quite some time. I was just getting off work, and then Joe Rod hit me up to do a show, and I just went over and did that. But I'm gonna look up the Cowboys injury report right now and see what's happening. If he at all practiced, I know the Cowboy he was added to it, but I'm not necessarily sure where we are today. All right, so the only thing that I really see right now is that Sam Williams was ruled out for week 16 with the concussion. Trayvon got the illness too, man. Apparently, there's something going around the building. There's been something going around the building for quite some time, guys. So I'm not sure exactly what the illness is. And to be honest with you, I did hear a couple weeks ago, Aisha came on the channel and said that there was a stomach bug in that building. And if it was anything like the stomach bug that I had last week, I could see how it's going around the building, and it was crazy. But it's kind of crazy how everybody's getting the same stomach bug. Like, I ain't set foot in Arlington. So how the hell they got the same stomach bug that I got over here? And I said the same thing about Elton. Elton said the same thing when I was on his channel, I think earlier in the week, and we were talking about it, So it's just, interesting to hear, things like that. But yeah, man, feel free to ask questions, man. And look, I can open up the lines too. I do have that. We open up the app and see if we can get a couple people on here. Host meeting. All right, so hold on. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. All right, so got no participants in the conference right now. So let me feel free. So here's the call-in number right here. You got 605-313-4346. And we got the access code and the pin right there. I only got one participant, which is me right now in the lobby. So yeah, feel free to call in, man, and I'll address questions. Also, any super chats or anything like that, you are priority. So I will read your comments and we can get on with it. Let's talk about things that I am looking forward to in this game. I'm looking forward to seeing how we deal with being knocked down, because we've been knocked down quite a few times this year. And being knocked down isn't the issue, because every team gets knocked down the peg. You can't win them all. Philadelphia has won 13 of their games, and the times that they have been knocked down, they have shown at least a little bit of reserve to come back and at least, survive those games. But being knocked down completely where you lose and then you got to do some soul searching, I think that builds character. And I do believe that the Dallas Cowboys have found some character in this team. Whether we believe that they should be blowing teams out or not, they've shown some character this year. They've shown some character. I mean, you got to have some character if your starting quarterback is out for 5 to 6 weeks and you find a way to continue to win games. You got to have character if you've been battling illnesses in this locker room the whole time. If you've been battling injuries like this team has been. This team has shown a lot of resiliency this year. So I think that a lot of people get disappointed when they look at the ceiling of this team and realizing how high this team can go. So everybody forgets that this team has dealt with a lot of struggle this year. It was not easy getting these 10 wins. Now, the thing that's being harped on is these 4 losses. And rightfully so, because some of them 2 of them at least shouldn't have happened, right? The Green Bay one and this Jacksonville Jaguars one. You were up, 14 and 17 respectively. So I get that. But also understand, too, with adversity comes the chance to overcome that. And when you overcome adversity, that makes you stronger. Think about kids in life. Think about kids, right? The kid that's entitled, who doesn't have to deal with any adversity, that doesn't know where their next meal is coming from, that has a silver spoon in their mouth, like, we like to say, when they don't have to deal with anything, when something shows up on their doorstep, they don't know how to deal with it. That's how football goes in this long 17-game season. It used to be 16 games. It's not about the fact that you got punched, because everybody gets punched. It's how you react to getting punched. Are you going to punch back? Are you just going to fall down and curl up? Or are you going to find a way? Now, I think in the past, what this organization has done is it's curled up in those moments. I don't believe that this team is just going to curl up when that moment comes. I think that the games that are lined up right now, they are perfectly aligned to prepare this team for a run. They are they're perfectly aligned for this team to make a run. And what do I mean by that? Okay, we can start with Jacksonville, because sure, we lost that game. What did we learn from that game? We learned that we can't continue to play sloppy football while being up. That can work for bad teams. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Teams that don't have a pedigree of talent like a Trevor Lawrence and guys like that. It'll work there, because for some odd reason, this team is scared of names. I think going down the stretch, they said, this is Trevor Lawrence. And we played it like Trevor Lawrence is somebody that has actually done something in this league. But when it comes to guys that don't have names, like the quarterbacks for the Texans, or really Daniel Jones. Like, Daniel Jones doesn't have a clutch part of his personality. Trying to think of somebody else. Who all did we lose to? Like, Tom Brady was one. Tom Brady had no business beating us in week 1. Had no business, but he has Tom Brady as his name. We lost to Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts, Aaron Rodgers, and Trevor Lawrence. All big names. Not so much Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts' team and them. That probably was the game that I looked at and said, you know what? We lost that game. We could have won it, but we lost that game. Out of all those names. But for some odd reason, we give too much respect even when we're up to these names. Too much respect. And I believe that this team has to get over that. So with that being said, the Jacksonville Jaguars, now you got the Philadelphia Eagles, who's the number 1 seed, right? So Jacksonville's trying to make a playoff push. That's going to be like a wild card type team. That was a wild card type game that we lost, but we got to experience it during the regular season. Then you got the Philadelphia Eagles, which is going to give you a divisional round type of feel, right? Now, it's going to be home, but this is the type of team that you're going to have to face in the divisional round. Doesn't matter who's starting at quarterback, because you never know what can happen. In the playoffs, quarterbacks get hurt too. You just got to deal with the hand that's dealt, and you got to deal with the team that's in front of you. So we got a divisional round type team. Then you're going into Tennessee, where Tennessee is a wild card type team. They're fighting for a wild card. And then you go to Washington, who's fighting for a wild card type team. So each of these teams, you're preparing against playoff talent. You're playing against tough teams. These are tough, physical teams. This Philadelphia game is going to be a tough, physical game. The Tennessee game is going to be a tough, physical game. The Washington game is going to be a tough, physical game. Now, people want to know why the Houston game was so tough. And I said this on Joe Rod's channel. Because all they have is toughness. They got a head coach in Lovie Smith who all he knows is toughness. They don't have talent. They don't have the players. But the one thing that they do have is they're going to be tough, and they're not going to be easy to knock out. Same thing with Jacksonville. I told you guys that last week in some of my early videos that team they were going to play 4 quarters. These are lessons that this team has to learn. Dallas has to learn these lessons. Better for them to learn these lessons right now than to go into the playoffs again and lay another egg. If we can't get through it now and we don't get through it then we're not going to be surprised and we're not going to be as upset because we would know that this team flat out just wasn't good enough. But I believe that this team has what it takes to tweak the things that they need to tweak. That's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to see, okay, is Dan Quinn going to change his approach from playing straight up football? You got to use what's in the cabinet. That's my analogy. Appreciate you, Mark Hutchton. Appreciate you, my guy, with the super chat, the $2 super chat. What's up, DMV? Hope everything is going good. Everything is going great, man. It's Christmas Eve. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, my family's here. Everything is whole. You know, I appreciate that. But back to this Cowboys football. Our coach, Dan Quinn, is going to have to get in his bag. And I got to go back to that analogy of you got to use what's in the cabinet. And those that cook know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes you're going to go down in the kitchen late at night or you need a snack or, you know, you can't go to the grocery store at this time. And you got to figure out what's in the cabinet in order to make dinner or to make a snack or something like that. And sometimes you might have something small. You might even just have peanut butter and jelly with bread. And you just say, you know what? I'll just make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right now. Sometimes you might have pasta and you might have some kind of sauce and you might have some ground beef or something and some sausage or something like that. You might just have all that stuff lying around and that's just in the house. And you got to figure out how to make a spaghetti dish out of all the stuff that you have. That's what Dan Quinn's going to have to do. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no filet mignon sitting around, or we ain't got, you know what I'm saying, a crazy budget to go shopping right now. Because at the end of the day, it's holiday season. So everything's out of the stores. We got to cook what's in the cabinet. We got to make do with what we have in the cabinet and what's in front of us. So guess what? Those are sometimes where you just make some of the most creative dishes. The other day, I had some chicken nuggets in the freezer. Don't laugh at me. I got kids, but I was hungry and it was lunchtime and I didn't want to go out and grab lunch. Like I didn't want to go to Subway or anything. I had a crazy work day. So I had to make some food here. And this is before our grocery store run. So we had some chicken nuggets in the freezer. And I had some red sauce or whatever, right? Like some classic old red sauce or whatever, like some spaghetti sauce or like Prego or something like that. And I had Parmesan cheese. So I was just like, I don't even like regular nuggets. Like what am I gonna make, right? So I ended up making like some chicken Parmesan nuggets, right? And they were good as hell. Like it was funny as hell. It was a struggle meal, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Dan Quinn is gonna have to do that with his defense. You're gonna have to dial up some blitzes. You're gonna have to, you know, at that cornerback 2 position, we're gonna have to figure out who to put there. You know, we just bumped up, I believe, Alexander from the practice squad to play tomorrow. He's a slot nickel corner. So to me, what that means is like I did in a video earlier this week. See, this is why you guys got to tune in to my videos early in the week. Sometimes I'll do a video and I'll tell you guys the future before it even happens. And that was one of my things right there. My thing was play him in the nickel, and then we get Bland as the number 2. We could do some exotic things that way. With Alexander, I know that in Minnesota, he came off the edge pretty well. There are certain things that he can do in the slot with holding guys up. I don't know if his footwork is as good, but the fact that you could disguise some things, you know what I'm saying, like that makes things going forward. That makes things good going forward, that you can disguise some things. I remember in 2007, Steve Spagnuolo, and I'm going to use that as an example. They were very thin at the cornerback position. They had to bring up practice squad guys and everything. But that pass rush got really hot. They did a very good job of disguising looks at the line of scrimmage. They did a very good job of getting home with that 4. We got to do more than just send 4 at the quarterback and hoping that they get home. We might have to dial up some things with LVE being out. You know, we're going to have to make up for what we don't have. We cannot continue to play straight up football with the guys that we have and expect on the defensive side of the ball for things to work. We're going to have to get creative in what we do, and we're going to have to tinker. Lola asked the question, did they bench Kelvin? I don't know if they bench Kelvin. I don't know if Kelvin will have a shot. Kelvin will have a shot in these next 3 weeks. I'll tell you that much. They're going to try and figure out what's the best option at that cover 2 corner spot. And guess what? Since the Cowboys are already in the playoffs, they can tinker with things now. They can risk. They can make risks and figure out what's best for this roster. You know what I'm saying? They can figure that out. So that's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what type of things they can come up with. You know, this is a big league defensive coordinator here, you know, and Dan Quinn. So Dan Quinn's got to earn his money. If you haven't already, man, hit that like button, man. Please hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? And share it out and tell your friends about me. You know, I love that line from Rush Hour. So well, I gotta tweet the link out myself. You know, I'm sitting here talking to y'all. I gotta tweet the link out. Give me 1 second, real fast. All right, so I tweeted it out. So I think I just went straight YouTube today. I didn't even go on Twitter at all to even put this out because I just wanted to talk to my YouTube folks. Sometimes that's how it is, you know. Sometimes that's how it goes. All right, but let's go back to these comments. Appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate you. Yeah, big dog, we got a tough game coming up. Definitely got a tough game coming up. And I want to see you guys' score predictions, man. Let's look at some of these score predictions in Philadelphia game. And I didn't finish telling you guys what I was excited about. I'm excited to get my guy Ferguson back. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about this tight end group, and we can get back to the things that we do well with the 12 personnel, 12, 13 personnel. I'm excited to see Tyron Smith suit up and hopefully play this whole game at right tackle. I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see our running backs come down the stretch of both creating Cowboys history. Tony Pollard is 31 yards away from 1,000 yards. And Ezekiel Elliott is 226 yards away from 1,000 yards. And this would be the first time in history we would have 2 1,000-yard backs. And that's something that, you know, I'm interested to see down the stretch if we can make that happen. I know Tony Pollard will hit it. But will Zeke hit 226 yards in the next 3 games? Now, I think it's very, very doable. Very, very doable. If we continue to run the football like we did last week in the first half, I think that we did a very good job of exploiting the Jacksonville Jaguars up front for the most part, running the football last week. And we just have to continue doing that. You know, we have to, you know, get a little bit more craftier in the run game. Last week we did some good sweep concepts, some good counter concepts. So I would like to continue to, you know, do that with Tyron Smith playing right tackle. That now allows us to sweep to both sides. Appreciate you, big dog, for the super chat. 31-27. Appreciate you for the deuce, my guy. 31-27 Dallas. I think that's a good score. That's a good score. Come on, guys, shoot in your scores, man. I'll read them all. Now, the things that I'm worried about. Let's talk about the things that I'm worried about. I am worried that Dallas won't figure out Philadelphia and won't figure out the things that make them tick. Because this is an audition. I would look at this game as an audition, meaning that I believe we're going to play this team again. I believe that we will play them 3 times. So the reason that this game is important is you want to be able to figure out what in their principles we can exploit going forward. Like Big Dog said, the Eagles defense is tough. It's very, very tough. They're just a tough football team. They're tough altogether. Their offensive line is tough. For the most part, you know, Jalen Hurts is tough. You know what I'm saying? He's tough. He's not playing this week, but he's a tough guy. Appreciate you, Mark Hutchinson, for the super chat. 24-20, Cowboys win. All right, I like to see it, man. I like to see it. I'm hoping that. I mean, for me, man, I really want Dallas to click on all cylinders like they did against Minnesota. We've seen them do it, and I think that if there's a week to do it, it's this one. You got to set a statement. You got to let them know. You got to put some doubt in Philadelphia's head that we need Jalen. And the reason I say that is you make them think. Like Micah asked the question the other week, and it probably, you know what I'm saying, bit us later on. But he asked a very valid question that we're going to get the answer to tomorrow. Is it Jalen or is it the team? While I believe that it's a little bit of both, you know, while I believe it's a little bit of both, there's something about missing your best player, right? Because Jalen is their best player. You know, make no mistake. He's a very, very good football player. But if they lose this game in convincing fashion, they're going to have some soul searching to do. Guess what Philadelphia will start saying? We lost this game and we need Jalen. Now they'll be asking themselves that question. They'll be asking themselves, well, is it really Jalen? Is it really Jalen, you know, that is carrying us? And in that case, they'll rush him back. He won't be able to heal like he needs to. Now for me, I'm not big on, you know, harping on people's injuries and stuff like that. But psychologically, it does play its toll. You know what I'm saying? Pay its toll, or however you want to say it. Let me see. Samuel says, I'm a big Eagles fan. We had no hope. My man Samuel Rose said DMV tripping, Eagles losing, and Hurts his cheek. Nah, bro. Hurts is definitely not cheeks. Hurts is a very good football player. Very, very good football player. And this is a very good Eagles team. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to diminish them at all. And I can't stand them. I hate their freaking guts. And I can't really, you know what I'm saying, I can't really stand, you know, the back and forth with Eagles fans. But I recognize a good team when I see it. This team has gone through a lot, you know. This team has gone through a lot, and they passed all the tests so far. I mean, they haven't had very many tests, but this is probably one of the biggest tests that you can have at this part of the year to see what you're made of. And that's why I believe Dallas has to, you know what I'm saying, go and win convincingly. If you somehow just scrape by. Now, don't get me wrong. If we scrape by, I'm still going to brag about the victory, because I remember a time when Dak Prescott was hurt. None of y'all cared. None of the Eagles fans cared. The national media didn't care. You know, every chance they got, you know what I'm saying, they hit Dak with one of them body shots. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, of course, I'm going to take the victory and run with it. But I would like Dallas to win this game convincingly, because if they don't, you don't make the Eagles organization question what's going on. And I would like to to you know what I'm saying, defer those questions over there. Because, you know, Dallas had a whole bunch of questions every week, and nobody else seems to do that. You know, like prime example, look at Kansas City. How many questions did Kansas City have to answer when they barely beat when they got taken to overtime by the Texans? How many questions did that answer? So, you know, it's just things like that, man. Things like that. I'm worried about the second corner position. We got to figure that out. I'm excited to see us figure it out. But that still doesn't mean that I'm not worried about it, because that's what teams are going to exploit in the defense. That's what teams are going to exploit. And I'm worried about Nick Sirianni. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about him having confidence. And what I mean by that is this would be the second time in a row that he would have beaten us. for a young head coach, to have the year that he's having right now, and you know what I'm saying, like not figure out. I mean, the first year he struggled with us, we blew the doors off, and then this year he would have figured us out. You know, I think that we would have trouble for a long time with the roster that they have over there. You know what I'm saying? And I also just don't want to hear his mouth. You know what I'm saying? I do think that he's arrogant. I think that he's probably one of the most arrogant coaches that I've ever seen. And I've watched a lot of football. Definitely one of the most arrogant coaches. He will definitely talk to your crowd after a game after he's won, because that's what he is. He's a front running arrogant guy. You know what I'm saying? Front running and arrogant. So I'm worried about seeing him, you know what I'm saying, talk to our crowd. Because at the end of the day, let's just be completely honest. AT&T Stadium welcomes visitors. And we allow visitors to disrespect us all the time. Why? Because there's an entitlement in that stadium as far as, you know what I'm saying, people spending money and expecting high class, because Jerry has built that culture. So I would hate to see Nick Sirianni step all over and drag mud through our living room, because that's exactly what he's going to do if he wins this game. He's going to drag mud through our living room. He's going to take his muddy boots and dig it right into our couch. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he's going to do. But yeah, man, I just wanted to kind of get on here, you know, rap a little bit, talk to you guys. Tomorrow I will be at Mark's house, you know, so you guys will see me there. Also, if you haven't had an opportunity to check out some of my videos that I've done recently, I've done the video every day, and for the most part, it's been building up to this game, and I've almost called everything to a T. Even Jalen Hurts is injured. I knew he was going to be out. I called it, you know. Yeah. So, guys, I'm out. I appreciate you. Peace.
I can't feel the pain, I'm numb to all you say. Keep it real and stay 100 through the rain. I can feel it, something missing from your face. So keep it real and stay 100 in your veins. Put me in these boxes, still I'm trying to break away. I just roll it up and down some liquor for my pain. Thoughts inside my head, it's nightmares instead of some dreams. I've been trying to hold on to everything from the seams. Try to get it by any means. There's no accepting defeat with all this pressure that's on me. Trusting whenever I breathe, cause everything is on me. If everybody is down, I gotta pick up all the pieces. Yeah, I can't fall, cause I do it for my dog, so she can make it fall. Ain't worry about your comments, cause I believe in karma. Time for your bullshit or any petty drama. Yeah, chinks in my arm.
Ain't nothing given, go and get it, ain't no other way. Always grinding overtime, I'm always catching plays. I ain't got time to waste, I'm building, trying to set the stage. If I'm gon' buy the block back, then you got rent to pay. Shawty came through blessing spot and hit it with some sage. All these blessings got us paid, ain't no minimum wage. Deep in the game and I'ma win no matter how I play. I'm in the game, I'm the star player. And I'ma win no matter how I play. Deep in the game, I just gotta win. They know I'm dope, I ain't gotta sin. Hey, ask about me, I'm the realest in the room. The cold, just one of the illest in the booth. Don't know me now, don't trip, your girl gon' know me soon. Pick out the pound, flow through the ceilings and the roof. I'm in the clouds, I'm somewhere headed to the moon. Mixing and dreading and KK, give me that boost. Show me something, I'm grinding, I got the proof. Hitting figures, they see, think it's true. I gotta get it now, I can't wait another day. Ain't nothing given, go and get it, ain't no other way. Always grinding overtime, I'm always catching plays. I ain't got time to waste, I'm building, trying to set the stage. If I'm gon' buy the block back and you got rent to pay. Shawty came through, blessed the spot and hit it with some sage. All these blessings got us paid, ain't no minimum wage. Deep in the game and I'ma win no matter how I play. Yeah, I've been winning for real, been